Welcome to Fireball Legion, a podcast about the competitive side of Star Wars Legion, with hot takes, fresh perspectives, and a focus on the best hemisphere, the Southern Hemisphere. Me and whatever is left of Mitch are back for episode 6, baby.
Yeah, episodes and stuff. This, as you know, is a timely episode that we're bringing the news to all of you people that no one has absolutely discussed at all. And if you think otherwise, that's just a time zone difference and you're wrong. So we're talking about the news. We got some upgrade pack 2 cards. We've got some events to talk about and some clone thing that probably doesn't matter. But, you know, people like long episodes, so we'll take it on the end at some point. Before we get into some content, we hear your listener feedback that's coming through to Pete because no one knows how to contact me, which is fantastic. And the only feedback you'll get is when I talk too loud through this microphone that I don't have. So enjoy that. Any feedback that you want to call out in particular, Pete?
No, thanks for all the lovely encouragement that comes through. It's all appreciated. I do share it with Mitch, and he got a group chat where he hasn't read it yet, so one day he will. And there's definitely a lot of discourse about you talking about climbing aquadroids, thus making your GT win invalid, as it is a illegal move, as pointed out by multiple listeners. I have multiple links to forum discussions where it is clearly stated it is illegal. So, yeah, go Team P.
Well, from what I recall, I did ask you, hey, can this do this? And you went, yeah. So whoever was next. Of course. Jumping into some exciting news that I know everyone in both the competitive community and the casual community is excited for is we're doing another convention exclusive mini, which will probably just go to like 1 or 2 US conventions and maybe like a European convention. It's Boba Fett without the ability to fold sheets with the lack of chin that man has. Good on you if you want him. I don't care. Boba Fett needs fixing. Maybe they'll fix him later.
He might come with
any thoughts from you?
Unit card, similar to Anakin got at Adepticon, where it can be used for exclusive fun play. So it looks like he's lost his jetpack, so maybe he'll lose jump. And his armor's probably not surging red save, I'd say.
Okay, so we can basically just call him Leia Organa then.
Bad Boba.
Wait, we already have Bad Boba. He's just called Boba.
It's even worse, Boba.
So good on you if you want that mini. Well done. Moving right along, we got some upgrades to talk about. It looks like this was the incorrectly released upgrades that we had a while ago now, but we've got the second half of them. And there's quite a few that exist, but there's only a handful that actually matter. So let's kick off, starting with the juicy ones, which I think is the Force upgrades. We've got some neutral ones coming in at 5 points. We've got Force Enhanced Defense. Gives for Force slot, gives the unit shielded 1. And at the start of their activation, they can flip up to 1 inactive shield token. So it's basically got free Master of the Force on it. Pete, on a scale of, on maybe a stake scale, on rare, medium to well done, where well done means it's cooked and it'll never see play, where do you reckon this one sits?
With limited 4 spots, this is a well done, ready to go on the fire pit. I don't think this ever sees play. Yeah. Probably well done is pretty generous. This might be further down that track. Charred card with limited upgrade spots. There are such better options. Shields only work when you are being shot at. You don't want your Jedi to be getting shot at. Yes, it flips back up. If you've somehow managed to get value out of the shield token flipping back up, you've done something wrong with your Force user. Until we get a Force user who rolls around with a big gun, which I'm not sure if that exists.
Maybe convention exclusive, but
Maybe.
Next up, coming in at 8 points, we got Force Agility. At the start of this unit's activation, you may discard this card, or expend, I think they call it. If you do, this unit gains Disengage this round. Where does this one sit for you?
I don't like 8 points. I know that there are quite a few Force users who have tools to disengage, such as OP Luke, and, Greg's got his card. If you want to be dropping 40 points, you can get Force Push, which gives you your disengage. I see the value in it, but it's so situational that I can't make it any better than, it's medium well done. It's too many points for me, and it's so situational. I think Force Choke is the better upgrade. If you are stuck in melee with just one thing, I don't really think there's many things Jedi want to hit and run on. So I can see the value in it, but I just think over a 5 or 6 game tournament, you might get value out of it once. Whereas something like Force Choke, for 2 more points, you will get value out of it every game.
Yeah, I think all the characters that it's most useful on have access to some level of disengage. So OP Luke, what is it, Maul, it's Grievous, as you said. I think Yoda's one pip does disengage, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, that's in a faction I don't really like, so...
Yeah, I usually kill that little green fucking goblin.
He does gain disengage from his 1 pip, yes.
That might be all the triggers that I can remember. But for most characters, it doesn't really matter. It might be something on Anakin, but there's just not enough Force slots on Force users to justify some of these niche upgrades. I agree. Speaking of niche upgrades, coming also at 8 points, we got Battle Mind. When this unit or an allied trooper within 1 attacks, you may tap this card. If you do, upgrade 2 of the attacking units' attack dice. At the end of the unit's activation, you may ready this card. So it's got free Master of the Force. Is this what makes Inquisitors great, Pete?
Absolutely not. This, I think, has one faction where it might see some play, and it is Gar. And I can see the value in it, but again, this is 8 points, and this is a once per turn. There may be an upgrade coming up later, which is cheaper and triggers 10 times a turn.
Well, can you put that upgrade on an Inquisitor, though?
You cannot. I think if you're taking Inquisitors and putting an 8-point force power on them, it's probably not this one. It's probably, again, spending 2 more points for a burst of speed. It's such a niche ability. Yes, you can do it on yourself. So, if you're a Sage and you have Force Throw, Saber Throw, 2 red, 2 black, you're making it a bit better. There's a few Jedi out there with Relentless, with Saber Throw pairing. I mean, Vader's getting no value out of it. Anakin's getting no value out of it. But again, on something like an Asajj, I think there's just much better upgrades to take. The fact that you have to tap this card, I think, makes this well done. Tell us about this Inquisitor tech.
Oh, there isn't. I just thought of it then, but surely they're not going to invalidate my Inquisitors anymore, right, Pete? What's the next card?
All right. Well, I'm sorry about your Inquisitors, because they used to have this cool thing, and we now have a new training called Annul, and it is when an enemy unit within 2 of this unit uses a Force upgrade that is not Annul. If this unit is not suppressed, love the caveats, this unit may gain up to 3 suppression tokens. Always good to get your own suppression. For each suppression token gained this way, roll 1 red die. If the roll contains any shields or surges, so 66%, cancel the effect of that Force upgrade. This comes in at 12 points.
Pete, do you not know how to pronounce annul?
Annul. It looks a lot like another word which I see a lot as a school teacher. But I think that would be a fitting name for this card because are we seeing any value here, Mitch?
Look, if we start seeing multiple force users through, I don't know, like they just add a force slot to every force user, maybe. I'm interested because I think the only time that this is not well done is if it's on like a Vader or maybe a fifth brother, where they are courage dash, but they need to gain suppression tokens in order to trigger it. So I reckon the wisdom that is the AMG FAQs committee or whatever single person looks after it at this time of the year will say that because they can't gain suppression tokens, they can't use this card, in which case it's only well done.
So, yeah. Nope, I'm happy to move on from that one swiftly. Yes, Inquisitors lost a bit of their specialness, but I just think,
they are pretty special still. Just like such
a niche,
like your school teacher special that you'd be familiar with, not Gold Star special.
If you're going to a casual game and the guys said like, "Hey, I'm playing Gar and I'm going to bring 4 Jedi," you could be a dick and be like, "Ha, I'm going to bring fifth brother and seventh sister and give them both a null," and you might get some serious value out of the card then. But otherwise, in a tournament setting, it's not going to carry you in 5 games. It does not have value, but. Let's move on to a card where we might actually see some value. Sorry.
I'm just trying to think. Like, it's a pretty cool concept, right? Like, force upgrade that stops you doing things. Just trying to think. How do you actually make this not crap? And I'm thinking, do you
CIS techno powers?
Yeah, I reckon you make it affect free actions. That way it can affect things like charge as well, which I think is super neat.
Improvised orders or...
that's super important upgrade. All right, 2025.
It's got that caveat again of that you cannot be suppressed to use the card, so you...
Yeah, which is why I think it would be fine if it was on like free actions, because like turning off charge or something, I think that'd be super neat.
Yeah, you cannot jump. Yeah, okay.
That's not a free action.
Isn't jump a free action? Oh no, it's spend action.
Only for the buggers.
Yeah. Okay, true. There's definitely some things that could have been done with this card to make it see play, but
there you go, AMG. We fixed it for you again.
All right, dark side only. Next force power, free action, which you could potentially cancel with a null because it is a force power. If you ever cancel this, I have questions for you, but this unit may suffer up to 3 wounds. That's not the only thing. There is a bit more. When this unit makes a melee attack, it may upgrade one of its attack dice for each wound token it has. So, I think this card brings Maul back online because Maul by himself doesn't cut it anymore. Maul wants to be in a list with a few other commanders. And being able to give yourself a wound with this means you free up a command card slot, which is quite important in quite a few list makeups. Outside of the Maul scenario, you've got your Enrage on your fifth brother.
Hey, he's back.
Okay. Maybe taking 2 wounds isn't great, but...
Oh, come on. He's good for it.
That is something you could do. Can you see any other edge case scenarios or where hatred might come into play?
That is a good question. What other dark side force users do we have? So there's Dooku Vader, which doesn't make sense. There's the Inquisitors. When are we going to get Build-A-Bear Inquisitors, by the way? Like, when is that going to exist? Otherwise, it's
2028.
Just Maul and a Sarge, right? Oh, and there's Yellow Maul whenever we get Yellow Maul.
Yes. And I think we've seen his
probably
card.
be on Yellow Maul with the one force upgrade that he's probably going to have because AMG only gets moist for clones.
Yes, and he does have the yellow maul, doesn't have charge, but he does have enrage too. So potentially this is a card where they had him in mind, and he's also got that weird attack. It's range
double rainbow.
No, he's got the range 1 to 2.
Oh, the poison thingy. But this only works on melee attacks, though.
Sorry?
This only works on melee attacks.
Oh, yeah, it does actually specify that, doesn't it? Well, he might have to have battle minded, so he can do red, black for his poison, the Dark Fury. All right, we've actually got a really interesting card coming up now. So it is another dark side card. Oh, hatred. Look, if you're Maul, I think this is a medium rare. I think this definitely sees a place on Maul.
Medium rare.
It's
medium. It's medium.
Medium. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fifth brother, it's medium. Maul, I'm going to say this could be some sauce on Maul. More so because it allows you to not take a command card that you probably don't want to take. It allows you to open up, so Maul and Dooku, Maul Asajj lists. CIS have some stapled on cards like Tactical Download. I think hatred on Maul, there could be something there. But moving on.
Moving on, okay.
14 points. We have another dark side upgrade.
14 more than a null.
14 points. This is the big one. So, you may tap this card, free action, choose an enemy unit engaged with this unit, and roll 3 black attack dice. For each hit symbol, so a 3 and 8, the enemy unit gains 1 suppression token. After the effect is resolved, if the enemy unit is panicked, it gains a poison token, and the unit with the force drain removes a wound. Huge. First basically healing effect in the game outside of medbots. If the enemy unit is suppressed but not panicked, it gains 1 immobilized token. Mitch, give us your thoughts.
I think it's bad. And the reason I think it's bad is there's only one character I think it makes sense on. And I think that's Dooku. Because you need to refresh it. And the reason I think it's bad on Dooku is it's a conditional point of damage where you have to get enemies over their courage threshold, which is probably going to be 3, so you need 6. So you can probably only do it on the 1 pip, but you're probably just trying to kill whatever you're fighting anyway. And is Force Drain just better than Choke? I don't think so. Maybe you're taking Drain and Choke, but then you're not taking, I don't know, Battle Mind or... I really like Tranquility, Clairvoyance on Dooku as well for whenever you massively fail his save throw. So I think the conditional 1 wound heal for maybe 1, maybe 2 turns of the game just doesn't stack up for the 4th slot. If there was a 4th slot for Dooku, I could probably see it, but I think there's too much competition at 3.
Yeah, wow. I think that were you saying that courage value of 6 isn't as readily available as you say. Like, I know Poggle is seeing a lot of resurgence. You see Jin with that silly little upgrade where Operative Jin gets to give a courage bubble. I know Gar just cheat and just whatever courage. They just seem to roll it all off anyway. And then you've got the Empire. You know, Empire still does have a lot of 2 commanders out there.
Yeah, but they've got what's his name, Blue Dude,
Thrawn. Yeah, with his 3, but yeah, he's probably being taken in a lot of this. I still think as a CIS player who plays with a lot of Demoralize, you know, you've got an Asajj, you might have some S-Tacs with Demoralize, you might have some sniper strike teams. There is a little bit of setup, but I just think the payoff of this card is massive. I think if you've got Force Drain, you are looking to get yourself into your opponent's big character, whether that be a HQ or an operative. And if you set it up correctly, you know, if you do last first with this card, it could be absolutely massive, getting 2 wounds back on yourself, 2 poison tokens on an opponent. I think most lists now do have something which is worth 100+ points, which is worth trying to, you know, do that last first into. yes, 14 points is very hard. I think this is a card that your list absolutely has to build around. It's not a chuck it on and see if you can get it. Like, I think if you're a Vader with this, you're definitely taking Master of Evil. You know, Vader with Tarkin and with all of that demoralize that gets thrown around.
Vader with Tarkin. Come on. We joked about Inquisitors, but we can't stoop down to Vader and Tarkin.
Vader, Tarkin.
That might be one of the worst combos in the game.
Vader triple sniper.
Even that's better.
All right. There are ways. I think there might be some lists which really build around this. And, you know, if you do have a Dooku on the other side, then like if your opponent's got that high value threat, you can really make them panic with exposing themselves to a last first sort of force drain play coming at them. I do see the value in it. I think at 14 points, it's a very tough sell. I think your whole list has to shift to build around it. I've been playing around it with trying to stick it on someone like an Asajj or a Maul. I think you want to have that demoralize on your character just to help push that suppression. It is definitely not a beautiful steak. It is not rare and bloody, but I'm putting it in the medium.
The only thing I think that saves this card at all compared to Fear, which I think this is basically Fear but slightly harder to trigger, is the last statement on the card. It says if they're suppressed but not panicked, it gives them an immobilized token. So it means that your Force user remains safe.
Hidden in combat.
I think that is the only good thing on this card. I think if you accidentally trigger the panic clause but
when you want
and miss out on the suppressed clause, that's a disaster. I think the suppressed clause is the only thing that saves this. It's yeah, as I said, I don't think it works on Dooku in my opinion. And then who does that leave? Like Asajj and Maul, which I think they prefer other stuff.
They both have 2 Force upgrade slots. And I was wrong before. It's actually there's 4 hit faces on a black dice. Right, isn't it? 3.
No, it's 3. It's 3 hits, right, 1 crit, 1 surge.
So the card itself is generally putting on about 1 suppression when you roll it.
Yeah, what's the chance that you miss altogether? We're doing some math live.
Quick math. That'd be 5 over 8 times 5 over 8 times 5 over 8.
Mate. It's 1 in 4 chance that you don't trigger any suppression altogether, but you don't need to add suppression to trigger the bottom effects. No. So
but
if you're relying on it, it'll miss as often as Paul's AAT missing one of its red attack dice, but maybe that's not an issue because not all of you are Paul.
True. All right, Mitch, any other dark side upgrades?
One more. And amazingly, this is somehow not the worst dark side upgrade to exist. I think Terra still wins that. Which, if you don't remember Terra, there's probably good reason. So this dark side upgrade comes at 5 points for some reason, called Despair. Apparently we're doing buzzwords. Enemy units engage with this unit, downgrade 1 of their defense dice when defending. Oh, I forgot it did that. That's actually pretty sick. Additionally, after this unit makes a melee attack, each other enemy unit within half range of the defending unit gains 1 suppression token. Pete, what do you think about this one? I actually have opinions on this. I forgot about the first clause.
I think you're being quite harsh. I like it a lot. I like it a lot on Asajj. I like it on something which is going to dive in. I like it on Dooku, where they have that Makashri. So you are dropping, if you're getting into a red defense dice immune melee pierce, you're basically doing +1 wound when you jump in. Again, Empire and Cis, dark side, they like suppression. This is just another form of putting suppression on. You know those really annoying clone players who they have big squads and they engage you in melee and then they cohere one guy backwards so he can keep sharing with everyone? Those sorts of things start to get punished, where if your opponent engages you in melee and keeps guys cohered but extending their bubble, then, you know, 1 suppression, it's not life-changing, but it could do something, particularly on standby castles.
Come on, man. If a big clone squad engages a dark side force user, either your force user is about to die or their big squad is about to die. I don't think despair matters in that situation.
Also, in that hunting for the high value target. So force strain is 3 times the point. I think this helps put wounds on if you're going to do that last first diving play with a Asajj or a Dooku, trying to get into something. I think it basically reads, against a force user, there is a 5 in 6 chance that you'll do an extra wound on them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not a 5 in 6 chance because it's... Anyway, I won't argue the maths. Yes. But I think this card is, because that first clause, which I completely forgot about. So let's wind back comparing it to Terror. If it only had the second part, then yeah, it'd be pretty much Terror. But, that first clause is very, very strong on either Asajj or Dooku. I think Force Drain is even harder for me to think about putting on Dooku because Despair is going straight in there to Makashi down some fools. Turning a red defense die to a white defense die is very, very strong. And even in white save armies, there's enough red saves floating around that if you lay a Makashi on top of this, it essentially preserves your original Pierce value. And there's probably some fuzzy math you can apply to it.
I know with lists I like to play, there is generally 1 or 2 Electro Staff wielding guys around. And the card, it states enemy units engaged with this. So, you're talking about those turn 4-5 scrums around POIs. The Force unit gets in, doesn't kill it. Well, you might have a naked B1 hanging around. All of a sudden, they can jump into Vader or someone. They only hit twice, but hey, Vader's rolling 1 red and 1 white dice on that defense. It's helping other things. You're probably only going to see that really come into play later, much later in the game. But that is also a pretty big thing that can occur, is the downgrading of the dice can trigger multiple times.
Yeah, and the most of the significant units with those red saves don't surge. If they do surge, they're probably like Mandos, and you can choke them anyway. Or they're like, I don't know, who has red surging saves that is a commander? Yoda?
Anything clone that shares?
Yoda, so you can pierce that thing. Or what else have we got? You got the fantastic unit that is Mace Windu, so you should punch anyway. If only Mace Windu could take hatred.
Yes. The other interesting thing I saw with it is saber tanks, AATs. You might have your Force user dive into that, attack them. You're probably not going to one-shot either of those things, but now when other things are shooting at it, again, they're downgrading white dice. They're downgrading one of their red defense into a white, so it might also help with some of those larger tanks, but they're not really seeing too much play at the moment.
No. Sabers, I reckon there's a way for it, but it's just a boring list. So, yeah. Despair, good on you. Give it... I'll give it medium rare.
Medium rare? I'm going to give it rare. I think this is the best one we've seen yet.
Really? You reckon it's... I think Hatred is probably going to be the best one, but it's going to be good in only a very limited set of circumstances.
I'm struggling to build a Dooku or a Asajj where Despair is not one of the 2 Force slots on them, or not put on them at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. But expanding the game to include units is always fun. Yeah. Maybe Fifth Brother sees the table. Or Yellow Maul, assuming that he's going to be built like an Inquisitor based off the unit card that we've seen. Yes. All right, what is up next? If you haven't seen these images on Tabletop Admiral or whatever channel that you saw the images, they're the fingers of Theonix Games, the man that runs a lot of the events up in Queensland, as well as the online store Theonix Games. So if you're in Aussie, shout out to his store. So in Phoenix Games Fingers, next up we have a light side force upgrade for 5 points, Force Absorb. When an allied unit within range 1 of this unit defends against range attack, during the modify attack dice step, you may tap this card. If you do, cancel 1 hit. At the start of this unit's activation, you may ready this card. So it's half a force barrier, but it has free Master of the Force. What's your thoughts, Pete?
Yuck. There's one place where it's going to exist, and that army doesn't need any more. I cancel dice. I share. I cancel. I think it does get tacked on to silly little customs or cheap HQs, and it runs around in the Garball, and it just continually contributes to the, yes, you hit me 8 times, but I dodged 2, and I shared a dodge, and I cancelled 1 with this, and I force barriered this, and I did this, and you only hit me once, and I saved it. So I think there is a list where it exists in. I think it's a pretty niche list where it's a sort of Gar, Clone Ball, Sherry, Mabobby thing.
The Mabobby thing's something to be wary of.
Yes, I think it exists in that just because it is so cheap. It's a free refresh, so you don't need the Master of the Force. You'll see it on those cheapy sort of support Jedi that exist only within the Gar faction.
Yeah, it can't exist within Rebels because there's enough Exemplar and Dodges, which essentially this is a shareable Dodge. It can only exist within Gar, and I think this might be the worst defensive tech that they could possibly take.
But it is more defensive tech in a faction of defensive tech.
Yeah.
So, yes. Surely they wouldn't get anything else to help them get dodges.
Surely not. But if they did, they'd need a helping hand coming in at 5 points. When another allied trooper unit within range 1 of this unit would make a move action, you may tap this card. If you do, the allied unit instead makes a jump 1 action and gains a dodge token. At the end of this unit's activation, ready this card. So it's also got free Master of the Force, which I don't know why that's the design space we're going into. Good on them. Does turning your climb into speed 2 presumably matter? What are your thoughts, Pete?
Again, this exists in one faction. And yes, a unit gains a dodge, but that unit is probably going to be able to share that dodge with multiple other units. Again, it's not the best card, but it is more defensive tech in going into a defensive tech faction with free Master of the Force again. So it's probably being used 4 or 5 times a game. It's getting value put into it. And you never know when a sneaky jump one's going to come in hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about where it maybe makes sense. Maybe on
a cheap operative.
It just says troop unit. So you could, if you're comboing Torn Han and Torn Luke, you could teleport Torn Han up on structures or something like that.
Vader throws him up and finally gets rid of him, but helping hand.
Yeah, maybe that's about it. It does give you 2 extra inches of move if you need to do that instead of climb. So maybe it makes some funky fleet troopers or what do you call them? Sleeper cells relevant. I just don't see how this matters on a clone list though. I don't know.
It's a cheap option.
It's pretty well done.
I'd agree. Well done.
Surely 9 things is enough for Force users, Pete.
Yeah. We're going into the training upgrade. So our first training upgrade starts with you must be a Force user to take it. So yeah, we're really loving the Force users at the moment, and I think this card is called Strong in the Force. 5 points. As stated, you must have a Force upgrade to be able to take it. This unit gains independent aim or dodge. Mitch, is there a faction in the game which is really good at order control with a unit which already has independent dodge?
Shadow Collective, of course.
Yes, of course. Wrong. I think this is...
What do you mean good order? You just got to trust the sack, mate.
I think this card He's like stapled onto my Asajj card.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is probably the best card in the set so far that we've discussed. I think you can put it on any CIS Force user, to your point. Does it make sense on an Operative Vader? Probably not.
No, I think everybody else wants an order too much. And
you could. You know who it helps? I forgot. The Inquisitors. Turns on their block.
Ah, of course.
Wait, they have block, right? Hold on. Yeah, they have block. Look at this. Is the Inquisitor update?
Ah, it is. Then you've also got your Exemplar Gar, the doctrine that lets them get in, the doctrine which gives them Exemplar, just to give another dodge to share with everybody, or another aim to share with everybody. I don't think that's as good as
that can just be covered by Vigilance, right?
Asajj, where Asajj can use the dodge for offense or defense. So I think this is a raw card. This is beyond rare. This is a blue.
Yeah, it's blue. It's blue.
Blue for my girl Asajj. So guys, if you've got a stapler, or if you don't, head out to Officeworks and just staple this onto your Asajj card. All right, talking about stapled on cards. 5 points.
Very expensive.
When another allied unit within 1. So within
What's it called, Pete? What's it called?
You can cohere backwards. It is called Fire Control. So another allied unit within 1, what do they need to do? They need to make a ranged attack. Probably the most common form of attack in the game. Yep. Against
mine's verbal.
Enemy unit in line of sight of this unit. Upgrade 2 of the attacking unit's attack dice. Now, as someone who likes to take spider droids who block line of sight, but can also be moved quite readily out of activation, and loves a range 4 little plinky gun called the E5S, this card is amazing. Spider droids love it. B1s love it. Super Tacks love it. Stick it on one of your Super Tacks, have him hiding around the back somewhere, which they normally do because your Taskmaster's just throwing out overclocks and limiter overrides and doing his thing. This is getting crazy value. Rebels have got a commander who gets to just sit incognito. So he can do the I can see you, you can't see me.
Oh, I didn't even think about that stupid combo.
And just turns on every single rebel snipers.
Capable, better not do it.
Rebel snipers? What? You roll red, black, black. We only roll triple red now for everything.
Can you double upgrade the same dice?
Oh. Yeah, I didn't think of that, did I? No, because you're not. It's base red, black, black, isn't it? It's base red, black, black, and you're downgrading because it's got cumbersome.
No, it's the other way around. It upgrades if you sit still.
Yeah,
I need to read the rule to see if you can upgrade. But keep talking, Pete.
But otherwise, Rebels are getting value out of this. Of course, Gar are going to be absolutely maximising this. Your range 4 mortar plinks are now have now been upgraded to 2 red because that's fun. Empire, even just your Shore Trooper guns are.
This is best on Empire. Apart from the combo that you said, this is best on Empire.
Yes, I think the only downside with this card is you can only take one of them. This card is a living cow. This has not even been butchered yet. This is straight on the cow.
It's not even the cow. It's just the meadows.
It's the meadow. It's the fresh grass ready to be cut. I think this card is going to see a 80 to 90% take rate in most events, and the people who aren't taking it are the casual players who are less than 50%. Like it is that good, and it is everywhere, and it will be 15 points in November when we do the point change.
No, it needs to be more than 50 points. 15 points. It probably needs to be like 30 or 40 points. This upgrade, essentially, upgrading 2 dice is, if you're shooting at a target in the open where crits don't matter, blah, 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 this is the same as adding a black attack dice pool, which used to be a fairly game-defining command card that Boba Fett had. Except it doesn't require Boba Fett to have a face-up. It doesn't require Boba Fett, and it happens on all turns of the game. So, pretty reasonable.
Now, the caveat of the commander has to see the unit he's shooting at is your only counterplay to this. Now, all the guns we've sort of used in the example are range 4. If I have a unit shooting a range 4 gun at something at range 4 with a model in that unit cohered backwards and then the commander at range 1 of them, you can generally keep that commander pretty safe. So I think this card mainly sees play on units, on support commanders, cheaper commanders, where they can sit back a bit and they don't have to threaten, I want to trigger this as many times as possible. If I can see 5, 6, 7, 8 units, 6, 7, 8 units can see me, so I don't want as much incoming fire coming back. So the 2 ways to avoid, or the 3 ways to avoid that are sit back, have overclock where you can just move a line of sight blocking spider in front of you if you do feel threatened, or the last option there is to get yourself into melee. Now, if you're getting yourself into melee, you're potentially...
something's probably gone pretty wrong.
Something's gone pretty wrong. So the other thing with this card is it also triggers on split fires.
Yeah, it currently does because they overturned the original up close and personal ruling, close and personal ruling, which, well done, AMG rule writers and whatever poor individual decides to look after the FAQ forum. Yes, I think the split fire problem, that is a problem.
I don't think Hondo can take this because they have a special set of upgrades they can take, because this would be absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, it's a unique upgrade. So, yeah.
So it cannot go into Hondo's faction until they update it and make everyone terribly upset. So it's currently just in your main 4 factions outside of your battle bosses. I'm sure even Ewoks would have found a value.
So upgrading, downgrading dice, you can upgrade the same dice more than once, but they have to come from different effects. So you can't E5S with just this, a red, white to double red. But if you had a different upgrade thing, then that white can become a red.
But snipers, so snipers are now triple red.
Snipers can go to triple red. Shame they're bad. I'll continue to argue with you on that one. The other thing that I think a lot of people are going to get wrong, and I probably need to sit down and actually write it down and then give everyone a sheet for it, is which dice you upgrade. If you don't have an aim, it doesn't matter. If you do have an aim, there are definitely right and wrong choices with upgrading your attack dice.
I look forward to a Fireball Legion branded flowchart coming in the future.
Maybe I'll publish it. Maybe I'll just give it out to people who buy me a beer. I don't know. But I'm sure someone else will attempt to do the math. And I'm sure, like every other simulator that anyone else has written, it'll be wildly inaccurate on the things that matter. But the general rule of thumb is if you already have a red attack dice in your pool and you have a small number of aims, so 1 or 2, generally upgrading more black dice into red dice is better. If you have more aims or not at least 2 red dice in your attack pool to start with, better off upgrading white dice into black dice.
All I'm hearing is you are going to take double aquas with battle minded and fire control and show us how the math works and dominate Legion for the next.
Battle mind? What are you talking about? That's going on my Inquisitor.
All right. The final upgrade in this row is 15 points, and it is called Superior Equipment. It is 15 points. I'll say that again. It cannot go on commanders or operatives. When this unit defends against an enemy ranged attack, upgrade 2 of its defense dice. I think this is an interesting card. It's basically half of a Chewbacca upgrade. I think there's probably 1 or 2 units in the game that would ever see this, and that is Rebel Super Squad Fleets or Rebel Super Squad Rebel Troopers. Outside of that, Mitch, I'm just not seeing any value in this. Are you upgrading your Kraken or Asajj B1s with this card?
Wait, with those options that you actually take? Yes, I think it only makes sense on super squads, and I think this should have had two prices, one for super squads, one without, or just be excluded to super squads. Geos don't have a gear slot. Oh, B1s don't even have a gear slot, so they don't have a choice on it. What about Fish? Fish have a gear slot, so Super Fish can do it. Super Pirates can do it.
And when you say Super Fish, you're referring to the Pikes?
Yeah, that thing. Otherwise, B2s are red saves now anyway, but maybe old school B2s would have taken it.
Sleeper cells can, but you've only got that 6 model count. You can make pretty tanky sleeper cells now. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just getting very expensive for a unit that likes to attack. Its surviving is less relevant. What else is there?
The danger
that might be about
on the Pikes is quite nice.
So it's probably Super Fish or Super Cassian. That's about it. Maybe some in the same vein as the Super Fish, some Super Jin something.
Yeah, I think the 15 points is horrible. I think the 15 points makes me not want to look at this.
Yeah. On anything other than a super squad?
I even struggle to see it on a super squad.
Oh, really? I think it should be like 10 points for a normal squad and 20 points for a super squad. I think it's slightly underpriced for supers.
You could actually stick it on the Chewbacca squad to make his first 6 defense dice red.
Yeah, but he doesn't surge, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I think this is rare. I think there's only a couple cases where it matters, but where it matters, I think it's very strong.
I've got it well done. I don't think it sees play. And if it does, it's just putting a bigger target on a unit I already wanted to shoot at.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think the suppression, if it's on a Cassian fleet, Cassian fleet's probably the one caveat because they can avoid suppression. But if it's on something else and I know they're going to be annoying to shift, I'm probably just split firing little things into them and just keeping them suppressed.
Yeah, hopefully the fire control split fire thing gets fixed. Otherwise, that's very unhealthy for the game, and it would mean that we'll start to introduce counters specifically to hunt whoever has fire control. Maybe that also means that things like Magnas and Death Troopers with the Guardian training upgrade that they can get now for high command, maybe they come back in a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next set of upgrades are probably the upgrades that I'm really happy to see the game have. And these are sort of like filler upgrades. So we've got 3 more gear upgrades. I'll read through all of them and then we can discuss them as a lot. There's much differentiation here. First one is high-speed tracking. They're all 3 points. This is to do with flyers, but it gives you blast. So assume that flyers are going to have cover or some special rule or whatever. That doesn't really matter. The other 2, there's overcharged blaster packs. It says when you attack, it doesn't have to be a shoot. You can expend this card. If you do, the attack pool gains anti-personnel 2 and overwhelm, which is upgrade 2 attack dice if you're shooting at a trooper. The other variant of it is tank hunting munitions. You can expend the card, you get anti-material 2 and impact 2. Pete, what are your thoughts on 3-point one-offs?
I love it. I love the hedging. I think the only one that jumps out to me is tank hunting munitions. And I'm seeing
completely agree.
I'm seeing it on super attacks. I'm seeing it on orbital bombardment attacks. Even Kalani or Kraken are going to want to take it. And it probably means I have to take less ion spiders. It just hedges against impact in a really, really cheap way and still gives me a decent effect if there is no armorer coming up against me.
Yeah, no, I think it's super cool. You can also put it on like super weird units like Timu Bike.
Yes.
So you can make their overwhelm have impact too. I agree that the anti-personnel one, like overwhelm, is nowhere near as good as impact. And this probably means that you can get enough impact without needing to take bad heavies if your faction doesn't give you good access to impact. Like I don't think rebels have that great access to impact anymore.
Yep.
Gives you a way to like kill the one thing that you need to kill with armor and ignore the rest in a 5-turn game.
Yeah, the overcharged blaster pack does give you that overwhelm. So, you know, an orbital bombardment or a suppressive ranged attack, it's going to reach that condition where you can now have a single ranged attack putting 3 suppression down. There's definitely niches where that would be good. You know, if you're taking multiple copies or you've got 6 points to spend, maybe you do take 1 tank, 1 overcharged. It gives you a little bit of flexibility. I think that's the first instant where we've seen an overwhelm can exist on suppressive attacks.
Does overwhelm just give you suppressive, or does it?
No, if you spend an aim, your opponent gets a suppression.
Okay, so it's actually a distinct effect.
It is not suppressive. It's its own caveat. And then obviously this high-speed tracking is probably, I'm imagining, future-proofing for things to come out, because I don't even remember the name of that rebel spaceship from Hoth. It's good against that, but I don't think I remember the last time I've seen one of them.
Yeah. Overwhelm is a different effect to suppressive, so you can generate 3 suppression. That's super cool.
Yeah.
But the issue is you need an aim, and that requires setup, and if you're doing that level of setup, there's probably better combos you can lean on.
I'm about to say CIS have generally got pretty good access to those aims, and so do GAR. I guess, Empire and Rebels have probably got to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think tank hunting and overcharge blasters, they are a nice medium rare.
Yeah, I'll probably go medium rare on tank hunting, but the blaster packs I'll put in probably medium well done.
High-speed tracking, we haven't ordered it yet.
Yeah, we've been served our water at our table, and we're waiting to look at the menu.
Yes. All right, let's get into some training upgrades, which are not Force exclusive. First up, we have Agile Climber, 3 points. And this one's got a funny caveat of it can only go on troopers with white saves. Not sure how that would interact with the superior equipment, but when this unit starts a climb, you may tap this card. If you do, this unit may use the movement tool matching its speed during this climb instead of a speed 1 tool. I think this is an interesting one. There's definitely Mandos who jump on top of a building and then could use it again to get a significant distance. I think there's definitely a lot of speed.
Those famous white save Mandos, eh?
Oh, yes, of course. What is a speed 3 unit with white saves? Do they exist? Don't initiates have white saves?
No.
Okay.
The initiates have red saves.
White saved units. Do they exist? Speed 3, probably not. That's probably over.
I can't think of any. It's got to be troopers. Does this somehow in a weird way work with... No, it doesn't work with like droid.
Nice try, you cheating bastard.
Maybe... Do Tauntauns have... like, they can't climb, right? That hasn't changed.
No, they are breach troopers.
So this probably matters about the same amount as the Helping Hand Force upgrade did.
Yeah, it's an incredibly niche thing.
But yeah, there might be a place for it.
I don't like it. It's well done.
It's 3 points, so I think it will enable something at some point. That's just one.
Somewhere. Probably in the Polish meta, I'm going to guess.
Classic Polish meta.
All right.
What else have we got, Pete?
We have Going for Broke. All right. 5 points. Trooper only. During the remove token step, if this unit has 1 or more suppression token, it may choose not to remove suppression tokens If it does not remove any suppression tokens, choose one green token on this unit. The chosen token is not removed. Mitch, what are you seeing?
Is there anything?
There is a correct answer, I reckon. B.
Is there now?
Maybe pikes with low profile and those vigilances behind them, and they have dodges from independent dodge. So
I think that's saving, because vigilance is 9 points and it does the same thing for pike. So I don't think it matters there. And they don't have any way of recycling their dodges. Like, they don't have nimble. So that's probably more dodges than they can sort of generate and would need to spend. So I don't think it's on pike. It could be on sleeper cells, that way you can't get last firsted and you always have your dodge with your little droid robot thingy.
Yes.
5 points is more than I want it to be. I think this is actually a 4-point upgrade, which may not sound like it matters, but it matters to me. What other things are there? It's not
Rebel Guerrilla Troopers. Did they have the danger sense? Red save danger sense?
Jeez, I got no idea.
I think there might be. Is it? There's the new Jedi guy who might have danger sense. It might be the other guy. But if there's something with danger sense red saves, it probably makes sense. Again,
you could just take a null and then you can generate your own suppression tokens.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. There is probably some niche scenarios, like there is it Jin lets you gain danger sense on 2 units for a turn? You know, that could be really annoying.
Yeah, I think so.
If Luke all of a sudden has danger sense 2 red saves and he's starting the turn with 2 suppression, but as always, keeping suppression is always a terrible idea in a game where there are now snipers. And there's lots of ways to put suppression around the board. So it's a very high risk, high reward, potentially keeping those suppression.
Yeah, I can only think of, what do you call it? Sleeper cells, or maybe...
if you take
it on clone units, then you probably need to take it just about everywhere. That way, whatever unit starts to die can just be your token battery for the rest of the game. That 5 points is too much for that.
Yeah. You got to put it in the well done?
Oh, yeah. It's not as well done as some of the others. Looking at you, helping hand and force absorb and whatever else. But it's, yeah. I don't see the meaningful use case.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this next upgrade is a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair to give a upgrade, which is hit the dirt, and it is non-droid trooper only. So hopefully droids get something in return for this card. Also, again, must be a white save, must be a trooper. So not allowed to be a droid, must be a troop, white save only. Units may equip this card even if they do not have a training slot upgrade on their unit card. So it's sort of like that electro binoculars on B1. It's got that weird little caveat. I think Imperial March did it as well, where anyone who meets the category can take this card. When this unit defends against a ranged attack, during the apply dodge and cover step, you may exert this card or get rid of it, burn, expend.
Expend.
Similar words. If you do, this unit rolls red defense dice instead of white defense dice when rolling its cover pool for the attack. This comes in at 3 points.
Great card. This is an awesome card.
Absolutely.
Because while I was struggling for going for broke, this does the same thing, except it's not requiring you to have suppression or keep suppression. And your sleeper cells don't need their training upgrade unless I'm forgetting something. And this can go on your Cassian fleets as well. So
yeah, it comes down to that 1 pip roll off in turn 2, 3, 4, and oh no, you got to go first, and your big squad got to shoot my big squad. Well, all of a sudden, my big squad is, 50% better at rolling its, or even better than 50%. If you're in heavy cover, better at rolling its cover saves.
Yeah, you'll take half the damage onto your armor saves.
Which is crazy. And at 3 points, it's so takeable.
Yeah. This is a really good card. It's probably good they called out non-droid trooper. Otherwise, this one you could slap onto droidicas and have them wheel mode around, and it's as if they had their shields anyway. But yeah.
Yes. So
B2s don't have a white save, but yeah.
Caveats.
This probably also helps enable Geo sort of glass cannon lists in some kind of weird way.
Mega Geos standing on top of a building.
No, this is a strong upgrade. This is rare.
Absolutely. All right. What next? What have we next?
Oh, we got some plagiarism here. They've copied the lizard. We've got lying in wait coming in at 5 points. Another training upgrade. Has to be a trooper unit with either infiltrate or prepared positions. And while they do not have an order token, unit gains low profile. I'm going to assume that having an order token means neither face up or face down.
That is correct.
Pete, why don't you tell me what genius use case you've clearly found for this card is?
I don't think I have. I think it's a nice little effect. 5 points, I think, doesn't really make it takeable or spammable. Maybe there is a world where you want to put it on 1 or 2 Imperial forces. Low profile is nice on a unit with red saves. It's something that you're going to keep in cover and is probably going to draw fire. You might get a bit of value out of the card. I don't think there's a unit which really stands out to me as wanting to take this because of that must-have infiltrate or prepared positions. Like, yeah, you can go and stick it on your Rebel Vets if you really want, or your E-Web. Probably can't take it on an E-Web, but there are a few units with prepared positions that can take it. Your Marksman, but again, you generally...
Yeah, I wish E-Webs had a training slot.
3 units of Marksman. Do you really want to spend 15 points to give 3 Marksman low profile, which can be very easily countered if you're getting shot at by a sharpshooter or you're not in cover? Like, you have to meet a few requirements to actually have this proc. I'm not seeing the value. I think this is a well-done card.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. I think it only makes sense on ISF because ISF have 2 training slots, and I wouldn't pay for this. I wouldn't pay for this if it was 3 points.
Absolutely.
But I feel like this is a card that I could be wrong about, and I would understand why. It's just I don't see it right now.
I think there is going to be that Gar player who has 4 units of Marksman, and all of them have low profile, and you're just getting deflated shooting at him because not only is he now dodging, sharing dodges, sharing surges, force absorbing, helping hand, force barrying, he's also now going, and also just cancel 1 straight off the bat because of low profile. I think it's annoying, but I don't think you're getting value out of the upgrade. Like, I don't think it's worth the points.
Low profile for clones isn't worth that much because of the other defensive tech that they have, and they have natively red surge saves. The only time that changes is if we go into some kind of weird split fire meta because AMG are bad at writing rules.
Yeah, it could be the counter to your fire support, fire control.
And then, as you know, I'm getting quite stuck into AMG this episode. So stuck in is at 8 points, trooper only training. At the end of this unit's activation, if it is testing 1 or more POIs, the unit gains a dodge token. So this is, in some ways, less conditional up close and personal, and in some ways, more conditional. What are your thoughts, Pete?
Yeah, there's definitely some red save units with nimble out there that don't mind going early in a turn. I'm thinking bloody Sabine Wren, where she's holding some kind of objective and she's getting stuck in on a POI and she's engaged something in melee. She gets a dodge. She's probably standing next to a POI, so she's in heavy cover. So even if your opponent withdraws, you're happy taking a few shots on her. And, you know, with nimble, that dodge is doing work. Because it comes at the end of your activation, it's kind of Jarkai on Asajj and Ahsoka is kind of wasted, so there's no real point of it there. I think there's some very specific operatives and commanders where this may be seen, but otherwise, I don't think there's any troopers. I mean, you can put it on some rebel troopers. I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, I think this, unfortunately, which really upsets me, is going on ARC troopers. ARC troopers or maybe dewbacks. Because ARC troopers, clones love dodges, ARC troopers love big neat POIs because otherwise they're not doing anything, so that's natural.
And there's normally 3 or 4 of them, so some of them probably are going to go pretty early.
Yeah, and exactly. They need to go early so they're incentivized to use it. 8 points is probably about right. You're probably going to get 2 procs out of it, which means it's priced correctly. Yeah, I think it needs to be on aggressive units rather than defensive units, because defensive units, to your point, the timing just doesn't make sense. Is this ever going to go on any characters, do you reckon?
I was thinking Sabine.
Apart from Sabine?
I'm trying to think of who we have with nimble. Is it?
I know. This probably just goes on most support commanders with a training slot. Because if they've got
exemplar, yeah, you've got that exemplar that exists.
I didn't even think about that till just now. So it's probably like a similar thing to like Binox or anything. Yeah. Kraken, Kalani, has my good friend Gentle Krennic got a training slot? No. Does Veers? Oh, Veers doesn't either. So it's Thrawn then. For Imperials, that's about it.
So he can move, strategize, and then do this.
Get a free dodge.
Just throw out some more tokens. So, yeah.
Item Versio. Nimble with training slots.
Oh, there you go. Sticker on her.
Shame she's 115 points.
All right. Well, we've only got 3 upgrades left, so hopefully there's some bangers in here. First up, these are all comms upgrades. So the first one we have is Squadron Leader. This is a unique, so you can only take 1. During the setup, each allied unit with the same name as this unit gains a squadron token. So, you know, if you are taking speeder bikes and you've got 4 of them in Blizzard Force, they all get a squadron token. When an allied unit with a squadron token within 1 of this unit attacks, during the reroll attack dice step, it may reroll one of its attack dice for each other allied unit within 1 that has a squadron token. This is an interesting card. For only 10 points, I think that seems to be priced about right. It really encourages the grouping and it really encourages the spamming. So I'm straight away thinking quad bike in Blizzard Force. I'm thinking...
No, there's 2 better things than that at least.
Staps?
No.
Deckers?
No.
Spider droids?
No.
AATs when you've got
one reroll. Yeah, maybe just a name's better though. I think the third best use case is this might make the Temu Bike Battle Force reasonable. Okay. Maybe, just maybe. I think it makes 212 sabers with their beam cannons really annoying.
The beam cannons. They're 2 red. Like, how often do they want to re-roll?
Well, if they're rolling 6 red each, then they're going to want their re-rolls. Plus the main cannons. Like, it's a lot of dice that you're throwing. You're going to miss. And what was the other one I was thinking of? Oh, the pirate tank.
It is unique. So pirate tanks.
Oh, so good.
So good. Yes.
Well done.
Pirate tanks. Yes, they did a good there.
Does that mean that like the other battle forces can't have it either?
Oh, of course. So Blizzard would be gypped unless they
have a look.
Unless they've snuck anything in that.
We're doing it live. Where's Blizzard? There's Blizzard. It's when does this card pack actually come out?
August. A day before the BlizzCon event. So I think it's August.
Okay, because they won't
20th. They won't update it until it's
till it actually releases. So possibly.
Everything is pending. So yes, next up we have another 10-point upgrade on a vehicle only.
Oh wait, where is it on the stake scale, mate?
Oh, sorry. See, I thought on spiders it was quite good.
Spiders have aims. They don't need this.
Spiders are rolling 3 black and 3 white. Well, sorry.
Yeah, the colorblind man's double rainbow.
And 1 white. Because fire control's a thing now. For each other allied unit. And because you get to pick the step, so you can use this and then spend your aims and then decide if you want to exemplar aims. I think it's medium rare. I don't like 10 points. I do like other things about it. I'm putting it in the medium rare.
This is rare for me. Green tokens are priced at 4 points in many instances of the game, so at 10, and it doesn't require you to take any actions. It doesn't expend. It doesn't tap. It just exists. So I think this is value. I think the things that it is triggered on before battle forces potentially get it is probably what makes it like not see that much play. But I think the card itself is excellent. So it's like it's whatever the weird steak that your mate would order rare at a restaurant.
Fair enough. Bit of Diane sauce on top. All right, next, coming in at 10 points, we have infantry support. Interestingly, it is vehicles only. When an allied trooper within 1 of this unit is issued an order, this may issue itself an order. So this is a bit of a reverse HQ uplink. A reverse hack comms. It's a good guy hack comms, which is a great upgrade. Just at 10 points, it's steep.
Hacked comms, good upgrade.
I think maybe there's like armies with 1 vehicle, like a saber tank or an ATST or an AAT, where if you know that there's going to be some directs or some orders going out around it, and you can guarantee that this 1 card's going to give you a face up and your stack is an absolute shambles, that there could be some value in ensuring that you've always got a heavy token down on the table. I think 10 points is a steep price to pay, but, you know, if you're future-proofing against bad stacks and you don't want to trust the stack, there could be some value in it. Mitch, do you like this one at 10 points?
Yeah, this is a great card. People used to take HQ Uplink in multiple copies in order because they didn't trust the stack. This is 10 points, and you can just generate so much more order pool control. So for 20 or 30 points, you just strip out one of your tokens out of your bag altogether, which is generating orders and face-ups and, simplifying your bag. And in the case of droids, if you're running that the AAT, you can probably put it with the dude that coordinates. So you can give something to your troopers to send to the tank and then send it back to, I don't know, some kind of commander or something like that. So on AAT specifically, it's generating 2 orders, not 1 order. And I think 10 points, given how moist you get for free face-ups, Pete, that's a lot of value.
I see the Rebel bus with all of its like non-attacky upgrades, you know, the roll and get some free aims out.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
The medic on it, like that one, which is very timing sensitive, and Rebels are so order poor. there could be some value in it. But again, you've still got to meet the condition of an allied trooper within 1. So I think there's probably has to be a cheapo little support commander with a direct somewhere nearby, giving out just an order to ensure you can proc it. I think CIS are just going to get the most value out of this because of our order control. Rebel bus, I think there's some value in it. If you want to get your heavy tokens out and you've got 2 heavies, yes, 20 points is a lot to pay. But if you have the foresight to guarantee this is going to proc every turn, like you say, HQ uplink's 10 points and it's a one-off. If you are a good commander, a good player, maybe you've got a super squad with some good cohesion and you're reliably getting an order on that super squad and it's going to stay near your vehicles, then yes, there's absolute value. I think this is like a dry age steak. Like, you need to be prepared. You need to be ready for it. But if you are ready for it, if it's been prepared well, it tastes bloody delicious.
Does Chewbacca from Ewoks have a comm slot? Because I feel like it could be there.
I feel like he has no slots. I think he is just rolling around.
He's slotless, is he?
Yeah, he's a set menu. He's a yeah. He is not.
Yeah, no slots on Chewbacca.
Unfortunately.
And surely that's it, right?
Okay.
You got your droid upgrades in infantry support and maybe squadron leader?
I was a bit pissed off when I read it hit the dirt because excluding non-droid trooper only, who do AMG think they are? Like, it's discrimination is what it is. So luckily they did sneak 1 card in there at the end. They probably didn't check it very well. They probably just released it and said, yeah, she'll be right. We'll give the droids something because droids generally get stifled. But this is called the Adaptive Combat Network. It's 4 points and it can only go on droid trooper. So shout out to all the cis boys and girls out there. When another unit equipped with Adaptive Combat Network, so straight away, it's not just 4 points, I'm having to pay more, suffers 1 or more wound, you may tap this card. If you do, this unit gains 1 aim token. At the start of the end phase, ready this card. Woohoo! So, this is a CIS Holy Grail. There is going to be lists built around this card. I've seen a lot of discourse where people talk about all your B1s have to have it. I think that's probably the wrong way of looking at it. I think Aquadroids, this is almost stapled onto them. I think operative super tax, who have the keyword aid, droid trooper, they have aids. This gets stapled onto them. So you've got 2 of them. You've got 2 Aquas. You've got a Kalani who gets it stapled on. If you're into it, you could put a Kraken in there. And then you might put it on a few B1s, but there is also the scenario of General Grievous. And General Grievous, the
famous droid trooper.
Well, what he has is he has 2 command cards, which allow him to kill a droid himself. So you put it on a single B1 unit and you ruthless it. Thus, you can trigger this at the start of a turn. General Grievous also has a 1 pip, I think it's called Take This, where he is able to kill a droid trooper to gain tactical.
Take This, you definitely made that up. There's no way that's what it's called. I'll do it. I'll do it myself. You must be reading the French version. Take this.
Oh, putain, take this. I am the droid. Yes, take this. Whatever it is called. Those are 2 ways, and I think this card is that good that I'm probably looking at General Grievous for 2 command cards, and I'm using his 1 pip on turn 2 for him to kill a B1 and trigger this on Kalani, 2 operatives, 2 Aquadroids, and then move twice somewhere irrelevant and not be a factor for turn 2, because being able to put a whole bunch of aims where I want them on the board is going to be absolutely delicious. Mitch, what are you thinking?
This is an excellent card. It's very good that it's droid trooper only.
And the trooper is important because Deckers and Aquas will get it. spiders and crabs, snails and AATs will not.
Yeah. The free readying is super, super good on it as well. So it's obviously if you trigger this once, it gets its value. You don't have, with the exception of Grievous, control over the timing. But the way it's written right now, to what you were saying, Pete, if one model with this card dies, everyone else's triggers. So I think for this card to be more fair, I'd struggle to say balanced. It needs to do one of two things. Either you can only trigger one
clone in disguise. Get off of this podcast. This card is fine as it is. We are having to use multiple comm slots, 4 points every time we're doing that. No other faction has to take multiple copies of an upgrade like this.
Look, while I'm happy to say that any meta is better than a clone meta, and everyone knows I say that, I still want to, with the Mud Troopers and the Moist Stormtroopers coming out later this year, I'd like to be able to play Empire and, not insta-lose. So I think it's either got to trigger one copy per instance where you take wounds, or you can't take it on characters. And I think if you do either of those two things, it's probably fine. But this is an insane upgrade. This is super, super good.
What is the derivative of the cow? What came first? Because that's what this is. This is...
Question, do you think this is better than fire control?
Without having tested it, yes.
Okay, I don't think this is anywhere near fire control.
I am thinking of super attacks, which have marksman, which have lethal, which all of a sudden I'm not even rolling dice. I'm saying 3 crits pierce 1. Or sometimes I'm running in with my electro staff and saying that's 6 crits pierce 1. Your aqua droids are now pretty reliably going to have 2 aims minimum. You throw in Kalani in there, you throw in tactical download. It wouldn't be uncommon for my aqua droids with their upgraded dice to be having 4 aims on attacks. Like this is, and it's so easy to access. You can do the Grievous trick, but from turn 3 onwards, this is probably proccing because your opponent is going to have to shoot Deckers or have to shoot at aqua droids. Like, if this is deterring your opponent from shooting your best units or your damage-dealing units, awesome. The only downside is that I can't put General Grievous, Kalani, and Poggle in the same list.
What do you want Poggle for?
Courage 3.
Oh, I thought Courage 3 didn't matter.
Well, that's just with your aqua droid. That's your Courage 3. Your opponent's not trying to kill your aqua droids at that point. They're just trying to panic them into irrelevance.
Yeah. I don't think it's as strong as fire control. The flexibility of fire control is very, very strong. And it's cheaper. It's 5 points instead of, call it, anywhere between 20 and 40.
Yeah.
And most droid units out, like commanders, yes, you've definitely got a strong case there. Aquas are okay with aims. They're one of the better droid units that have better droid troopers that have aims, but B1s get no value from aims. B2s do, but B2s are bad. Or at least I don't understand enough about B2s to think why they're good right now.
Deckers?
So Deckers, it's valuable.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like, it's not outrageous. But combos on the commanders, that's where this thing is very, very strong. And the fact that you get it all at once. So you get that, spend the aims the entire turn because they're going to shoot something, wound something. Now you've got however many copies you took, even without the Grievous stuff.
Yeah. I think this is money. This is it.
Okay, well, let's find out which is going to be the better upgrade between Fire Control, Adaptive Combat Network, and Force Enhanced Defense. Who knows?
Absolutely.
All right. Some events around the grounds that are coming up. The next big one is the Rise from the Ashes GT up in Brisbane, Deception Bay. That's running on August 22, 23. So we'll probably record our next episode a little bit before that, where we'll talk about our lists and stuff. It'll be a good one. Brisbane crew's always good. They put on a great barbecue whenever they get tired of playing after one round for the day. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. This is always a good event. Bryant puts on a great show. I believe there is a Japanese dinner afterwards.
Oh, is there?
I saw the players pack. If you read that players pack, it says we are going to have a Japanese dinner after. This is at a PCYC, so next to your wargaming, there's judgmental 7-year-old kids playing soccer next to you and looking over and judging you, and you just stare back and say, mate, you wish you had disposable income.
For that, at least in Sydney, we've got a one-day event at the Combat Company, which is running on Sunday, the 6th of September. See if I can make my way down to have a look at that. It's always a good show that Matt puts on. He, for some reason, never plays. I think after his Melbourne experience, maybe he's a bit scarred.
Absolutely. And we've got another GT coming up, don't we?
Yeah. How good are GTs in Australia?
Brilliant.
So we've got Moab on the October long weekend here in Australia, so October 3rd and 4th. Rumour has it, if we get at least 32 players, that the TO, David Ray, is going to find a way to hire a barmaid to bring drinks around to the players as they play on at least one of the days. So he did commit to it, so let's get to 32 players for that one and see what he comes up with.
Absolutely. David has put on, I think he took over Moab a few years ago, and it's consistently a great event in a terrible venue. Well, the venue is great, but the parking situation is get there at 7 a.m. or don't get there.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. It looks like we are going to have to hold everything in, and we are just going to have to grit our teeth, and we are going to have to get through some new clone units. I was looking up words to sort of describe how I felt. Antipathy, demure, disfavor, displeasure, hatred, unwillingness, disrelish, opposition.
These aren't new names for Greg Capable, by the way.
Reluctance. But on a podcast, you have a duty to the people to let them know what is happening in the game that we play. And
is that what we're doing?
We are somewhat informing people of some stuff.
Oh.
We have got 4 new commanders and operatives dropping for the clones. We've had a full spoil. Unfortunately, these ones don't have hands in all of the card pictures, but we have...
Oh, there's no more Phoenix fingers?
No more Phoenix fingers to enjoy as you build your list. I know that guy. That's what I say as I build a list. I've shaken those hands. So I hope everyone internationally is enjoying those hands. If we're lucky, he may be at Adepticon next year and you can touch them yourself. So, Mitch,
that might be the next giveaway.
Next giveaway is a firm handshake from the man Bryant himself. All right, these clones, what are we dealing with? First up, we have Ki-Adi Mundi, or as he's affectionately known as, the guy with the big head.
Oh, I call him Pineapple Head.
Pineapple Head. I've also heard people use the word Budget Yoda or Timu Yoda. No, we have Yoda at home. So this guy is coming in at 155 points, and all of these guys are going to have a set of keywords, which is just a giant soup. So we'll fly through them and maybe give a little shout out to what they do. So first up, he has Jump 2. He has Ataru Mastery, which allows him to attack twice. When he attacks, he gains a dodge. When he dodges, he gains an aim. He has Charge. He has Danger Sense. He does have red defense dice non-surging, but If he does have at least one suppression, he gets to roll 1 extra defense. He has deflect, so that is his ranged defense. He does have surge. He has the standard immune to pierce, master of the force. Mundi's lightsaber is his only weapon. It is melee only, 2 red, 2 black, impact 2, lethal 1, and pierce 1. He has 6 health and courage 3. I'm also going to jump into his 1 unique command card because they at least saw the light and said clones don't need anything. Let's just limit them to 1 command card each. He comes with a 3-pip. It's called the Force of Will. It issues 3 units. This round, at the start of Kiadi Mundi's rally step, you may choose up to 3 allied units within 2 of him. Each chosen unit may remove 2 suppression tokens. Then, for each suppression token removed this way, Kiadi Mundi gains 1 suppression token and may ready 1 of his exhausted force upgrades. Additionally, each time Kiadi Mundi uses a force upgrade, this round, after the effect is resolved, he gains 1 surge token. Apologies if you fell asleep during that. Clones do bore people.
I did.
It bores me. That is a lot of words. That is a lot of stuff. What on earth is this 3-pip trying to achieve?
It's like into the fray, but on your turn. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. This 3-pip is irrelevant. Like, clones don't really care about suppression most of the time anyway, so I think the whole suppression stuff doesn't matter. And refreshing exhausted force cards, like you got Master of the Force 1 and only 3 force slots, I don't think that matters either.
This would be good if he had Exemplar. He doesn't have Exemplar. It's better than Standing Orders because it has something which may be not Standing Order. It's better than Assault because it does something that you don't have to do that may at some point be useful.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about him is for a Temu Yoda, he's actually more expensive than Yoda because Yoda's only 150 now. But the Danger Sense 1 on the 6 health and his native speed 2 means you actually have a lot more control over what you can do with those 4 slots. Like, you're not required to take burst.
I should have mentioned it is 3 force slots, 1 command slot, and 1 training slot.
And the training slot, I think, is really strong here for tenacity.
Yes,
because if you've taken 1 wound,
yep,
which is, pretty easy to have happen, then he's throwing, assuming it all goes reasonably well, 6 red and 4 black a turn. Pretty good. You don't really need Pierce if you're throwing that bucket of dice, and you can go slap on the head a different force user because they're immune Pierce anyway. Your shit Pierce doesn't matter. You're just throwing buckets at them, and they're not very good at back against you because you're rolling bonus dice.
I just don't see it. I just see, yes, he's very customizable. I think that the lethal and Pierce 1 is odd just because he wants aims that he can't really get. Do you want to pair?
But that's why you have Battle Mind.
Yes, 5 red attack dice, non-surging. I feel like he wants aims, like even 5 red non-surging with the tenacity procced and a battle-minded. You're still going to see a blank in there.
Well, that's why you can take... Where is this?
I
swear there's an upgrade. No. Guidance. Guidance. Because it's choose up to 2 units within 2 of this unit, so he can pick himself. Because it doesn't say another. So he has 1 surge, which is probably enough.
And that's going to Master of the Force come back. He looks interesting. I'm sure there's going to be some filthy clones out there who are going to find ways to make this guy obnoxious.
Yeah, Battle Mind, Clairvoyance, and Guidance. There you go.
All right. Party's over. We're going to talk about Samuel Jackson himself.
Yeah, people should definitely run this Mace Windu unit. He's very, very good for only 165 points. You get 6 red surging health with surge, crit, and offense, courage 3. You get all the usual stuff, so jump 1, charge, deflect, immune, pierce. You get master force 1. He comes with compel core trooper, which I think is pretty cool. I don't think it matters much for clones, but I think it's neat to have. And he gets Vapid Mastery, which, if I remember correctly, says for each wound token you have, up to 3. If you attack, add a white attack dice to the pool. And if you defend, add a white defense dice to the pool.
That is
I think
correct.
the thing that's interesting about this that I wouldn't have expected back when we were trying to guess what this card did is this happens against both melee and ranged. I thought it was going to be melee only.
So would his command card make that Vapid any better?
I mean, you can suffer your wounds to turn it on, but like, you need to? Like 165 points for someone that doesn't get any free attacks. They can throw more dice. I don't know what Mace is doing that Pineapple Head already can't do. Because he's getting his danger sense, so he's getting his bonus dice there. It's always a red dice instead of some whatever white dice. He's got double attacks instead of bonus dice. I just don't know where Mace fits in.
He has 3 force upgrades, he has a command, and he has 2 training, which is crazy on a force user. The problem is you start putting things on and he looks better and better and better, and then you look at the number next to him and all of a sudden he's 210 points and he's not doing what other 210 point commanders can do. Yes, he is going to be an absolute pain in the ass when he gets in, and he's got tenacity up. He's got a whole bunch of force upgrades doing all sorts of annoying things to you. But you want to know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go like, hey, mate, here's a single B1. Have a fun turn. Or there's going to be so many easy ways to counter him that he's just not going to get his value. Like, he needed to have disengage. Maybe he needed to have some kind of double attack. You could give him disengage for a turn. But there's an easy way to counter that, which is just put 2 units of B1s in melee with him. Like a 7-man unit of B1s with a single dodge token has completely neutered Mace Windu and all of his upgrades.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you want to bring a list that kills the likes of a Mace or a Yoda or whatever, you can just take, Despair Dooku, and then you've still got Pierce 1 against him, and you're downgrading one of his dice. So you've got essentially 2 automatic wounds plus whatever they fail on their pool. Like, you might just kill him.
I think the killing is going to be very hard because those white dice he gets extra, they do surge defense. I think killing him will be hard, but just stopping him from being effective, like a good Mace Windu would have to be in melee turn 1 doing stuff to get his points back. He's not getting into melee turn 1. If I'm playing correctly, he's probably not getting into melee turn 2. Turn 3, he's probably in melee against a high value target, which is going to disengage, and turns 4 and 5 he's going to be stuck in with chaff. And he's just going to be so easy to neuter to stop him getting his points. The Compel Core Trooper is the only thing that stands out for me on him, which is something that Gar just haven't had access to.
Yeah, I'm not convinced they need it, but it's neat.
Yeah, it's a thing they didn't have that they now have. All right, we're saying this guy's cooked.
Yeah. There's a reason he got his own category last time. He needs some help.
All right. Well, let's put on a bit of face paint for this one because this is
Mate, you can't be doing that now. You know that.
Oh, yes. Sorry. No, I didn't say that. Shakti. She is what species is that, Mitch?
Generic Star Wars alien.
Ah, yes. She's a different Ahsoka. Ahsoka. But maybe the same species, maybe not. We'll let the lore people tell us that. All right. Again, command card soup. Shakti is coming in at 120 points. She has jump 1, quick thinking, which is grab an aim and a dodge for 1 action. She has a non-GAR unit, which pairs up with allies of convenience. So she's your Jedi Guardian you take if you don't actually want to have any clones in your army. She has charge, deflect, immune pierce, and Makashi mastery, which is drop 1 pierce to remove your opponent's immune pierce. Her lightsaber is 3 red, 3 black, impact 2, pierce 2. She has 6 health, 3 courage, surges offensively to crit, no defensive surge, 2 force slots, 1 command slot, 1 training slot. She's an operative, and she brings with her a 3-pip, which is Unity Wins Wars. Shakti and 2 units. This round, once per activation, when an allied GAR unit gains 1 or more aim token or 1 or more dodge token, after the effect is resolved, you may choose an allied mercenary, an allied unit with the mercenary keyword within 2 of the allied GAR unit, and the chosen unit gains 1 token of the same type. She's doing some interesting things, isn't she, Mitch?
Yeah, this one pisses me off. Because to me, I just think that she's better Asajj. For 5 points more, you're getting probably what is a better pool in 3 red, 3 black with surge crit versus the 8 black. You don't have Relentless, but Relentless doesn't usually matter that much.
You have to pay 10 points for it to do anything.
Yeah, you get an extra health on there. I think the whole mercenary stuff, it's crap. If you're playing GAR, you're playing clones. If you want to play mercenaries, go play something that's actually good with mercenaries. That seems an odd fit. But Shakti is like, I think, better Asajj, which annoys me a lot. What do you reckon, Pete?
I think based on the unit card, I agree with that statement. Asajj does get an extra training slot, and Asajj's command cards do stuff. Like
yeah.
Asajj brings a 1-pip, which is fire. She brings a 2-pip, which is probably not taken situational.
That 2-pip is well done.
And she brings a 3-pip, which makes her very versatile. Shakti doesn't have that versatility. Were you saying...
Well, I think it's versatile in the sense that you don't have to play command cards. So you can do, like, in 1,000 points now, you need units that can do their thing without needing to, like...
babysit.
Yeah. So I think the fact that she isn't reliant on a command card, I think that is hugely powerful.
Yeah, okay. And you think she sees a spot because, I mean, GAR aren't exactly swimming in operatives. She could exist.
Well, luckily, GAR players aren't very good, so they'll keep playing their clones and they won't play Shakti. But I reckon if they sort of get out of their dream state of having all their little named clones that I like picking up off the table when they eventually roll the blanks on red defense,
the dream.
If they start putting Shakti in lists, I'll be concerned.
Okay. So, Little Miss Shakti, look out for her in the future. Mitch, are there any left of this trash we have to get through?
Some dude with a breathing problem. So, Bane, Plo Koon, for 105 points. He's an operative, 6 red health, surges to hit offensively, courage 3. So, pretty standard stuff. Has a lot of the usual suite of Jedi keywords, so jump 1, charge, deflect, immune pierce. His flavor is he gets defend 1. So if he gets an order, he gets a free dodge, which is fine. It doesn't really matter because of the deflect changes that we had a couple of years ago. He gets inspire 2, which I think is actually pretty good. Sort of just removing some chip suppression away from your Courage 2 clones makes them even better. He gets Xian Mastery, which is, I think, if you don't take damage when you get attacked, you don't take a suppression token, which is fine.
You can double up on your deflect, can't you, on that one?
Oh, yes, and you have infinite deflect. So if you deal 1 damage back per surge result, not just 1 for if there's 1 or more.
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
He also gets direct clone trooper infantry, which I think is very good.
Yes.
Free orders are always good. And then the last thing I haven't mentioned here is free action distract, which if you've forgotten what that is or think it's a new keyword, that's okay. It's only existed on 1 unit in the past, which I don't think I've ever seen on the table. Pete, have you ever seen C-3PO on the table?
Yeah, the old clumsy kick, mate. That was a whole different.
Sorry, I have seen C-3PO on the table because he killed my Dooku once with clumsy kick. So distract says pick an enemy trooper unit within range 2 and line of sight until the end of the round. When the chosen enemy unit makes an attack, it must attack the unit that used distract if able. And then there's a whole bunch of extra words after the rule. But essentially, it's what's Han's 2? A reckless diversion.
Yeah.
But you just pick the target rather than all targets being applicable to reckless diversion.
And that pairs in with his command card, doesn't it? Because this is distract.
Yeah, so his 2-pip, I don't believe in chance. And really, the dude should get out a bit more. Casinos are great. It orders platoon and 2 units, so 3 orders of 2-pip, which is cool in itself. And when Bane issues an order with his card, he make 2 distracts for free, so you can distract up to 3 times. Until the end of the round, when another allied unit is issued an order with this card, starts its activation within 2 of Plo Koon. Plo Koon himself may make a speed 1 move. So I think the extra distracts, I don't think they really matter, because most impactful pools probably either want to shoot Plo Koon himself or their melee attack, which means that distract doesn't really matter. But free speed 1 moves, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even talk about his attack. It's 5 black dice, which surge hit, impact 2, and native pierce 2, which is neat. He gets 2 force upgrades, command, and a training. For 105 points, are you putting this guy on a list?
I just think the poor old clone operative Build-A-Bears have been pushed aside with these last 2 operatives. I think he absolutely exists in a lot of lists. There's definitely a place for this guy. The direct clone trooper infantry, the Inspire 2, you're not building a list around him. He's not meant to have a list built around him. Free action distract. He has lots of cool little tools to go into his kitting. I absolutely think this guy has a place, and we'll start to see a lot of him appear.
Yeah, I think compared to a Build-A-Bear that doesn't do anything else, he's 10 points more or 12 points more, depending on if you take the cheap upgrade. And he just has more stuff and 6 health instead of 5 and 3 courage instead of 2, which is important on a Saber user. I think if this was a unit in any other list other than clones, he would be near auto take. Simply as like your corner unit. But in clones, again, clone players are very bad at the game, so they'll probably continue to just want to play clones and not lightsaber users. And so he probably won't see the table as much as he should. I don't think he's Shuck T good, but I think at 105, you run him as lean as you can, and he does a thing.
Both him and Shuck T also have the command slot upgrade for either your fire control. I mean, this guy doesn't mind being shot, but...
Hold on a second. Plo Koon is 105. Fifth brother is 97. Look, doesn't even have charge and has heart. What are we doing here?
Look, don't put those 2 next to each other, because I'm not sure if there will be an episode 7 if you do that. I just think you won't be able to drag yourself back on this podcast comparing these guys to the Inquisitors. They are power. It's clone power creep. You go anywhere and the clones are whinging and they're whinging and they're whinging, and AMG just cave into the constant clone demands of power creep. And this is what we're seeing here. They are very, very good.
Calm down. They get way too moist for clones.
Yeah. Yes. Well, hopefully this guy is able to moisten up his scalp because he looks very crusty. And his lungs definitely need a bit of a look at. Now, these guys and girls, they come with 2 also generic clone command cards. So each of them only got 1 command card, which is good. We don't want to give them too much. They have 2 interesting command cards that can only be taken by Jedi Council, which is only these 4, unless we get some kind of rule update. You know, was Yoda on the Jedi Council or was he not? Obi-Wan. We will see if they update it. So first up, we have a 2-pip, a disturbance in the Force. This issues orders to 2 units. This round, while a unit is issued an order with this card, has a face-up order token. It has Danger Sense. Gee, that stacks nicely with QLD Mundi. And Indomitable. Gee, that's good if you want to put suppression on and then get rid of it. Until the end of the round, when an allied unit with 1 or more Force upgrade slots spends or loses a standby token this round, after the effect is resolved, that unit gains 1 aim or 1 dodge token. The second part of this card is...
Just why? You can cross it out. You can eat the bottom half of this card.
But the Danger Sense in Indomitable, I mean, there's a Mace Windu here. How many dice is he rolling if he's taken 3 wounds, he's got Danger Sense 1, and he's on his Vapid? He's just like, hey guys, you hit me 3 times, I'm going to roll 7 red defense dice.
Yeah, the Danger Sense on a red save army is very, very good. The fact that it needs to be a face-up is kind of annoying.
It's a 2-pip, and you're probably playing this as like a counter card to, I know Son of Skywalker's coming. I know Dooku's 1-pick's coming. It's a nice counter card, I think.
Yeah, definitely gives you some defensive play. I'm glad it's face up. Otherwise, you might just take one of them just to have this card available. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. This is a medium for me.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, the second half of the card, maybe there's some world that exists with Yoda's guidance standpoint.
There isn't. There isn't. You can just eat the bottom half of the card.
No, okay. Don't look at any tech in that part of the card. Nothing exists. Mitch, wisdom of the council. I'll let you read this because you're
for a 1-pip. It orders either a commander or operative unit, so that order itself is not restricted to the Jedi Council. And it reads at the start of the next activation phase, roll 5 red attack dice. Oh, that means people are going to have to buy a dice because doesn't the starter thing only come with 4?
It's a clever marketing ploy, this. Clones will fall for it.
Classic. For each crit or surge result rolled, issue an order to a allied clone unit that doesn't already have a face-up order token. For each hit rolled, 1 allied unit may remove a suppression token. And for each blank result rolled, an allied unit may gain an aim or a dodge. So if you're looking to stack green tokens and you really want your 5 aims, I think it's about a 0.03% of the time you'll get that. Or as I know that number more familiar to me, the chance that Pete doesn't play droids at a tournament.
Ooh. Or if you're a clone player, actually, like if they want the 5 aims or the 5 dodges, it's probably a 1 in 5 chance. This is a good gambling card. Like I like that they're introducing an element of gamble. Lando had a couple of it. You know, let's roll 5 dice and see what happens. It could go good, it could go bad. We don't know. Roll the dice and find out. I like the card. It's a fun 1-pip, but I just think every other 1-pip is better than it. But it's nice to see they're encouraging gambling.
Yeah, I think it reliably enough gives an order to another unit, so it's probably better than ambush. And removing chip suppression off in a clone list is very, very powerful. So I think this one is pretty neat.
And
I think this is also a medium.
To go to Worlds, and my opponent will get 5 aims and dodges where they want them. That'll happen, because that's what clones do.
Anyway, now that I've decontaminated my hands and eyes looking at that clone bullshit, we got some other news, and they showed us the box art for B2 Super Rocket Battle Droids.
Pew, 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 pew.
So what we can tell on the box is you get 7 dudes in it, which is probably only 2 sculpts, knowing AMG. There's probably only one. Oh no, there's 2 heavy weapons. There's a Ha. That's clearly a Ha. And there's the guy that's double fist.
Yes, he is either going to be like Myrtleizer compact mode, or it's probably a missile pod.
Yeah, those are pointing straight. Those are for shooting. It's not a cricket bat, mate.
I guess the question is then, why didn't these guys get a Myrtleizer?
I wish the Myrtleizer was good.
Dual wielding Myrtleizers, bring them in.
But based off the number of models in the box, I think this is either going to be what have we seen already that has it, the new Rebel Special Forces or whatever that has like the flexible response, or like the HRUs, which like double heavy type thing, or it's like well, it's got to be 4-man base then, right? Because otherwise, you could only add in 1 extra guy. So it's probably 4-man base, which is already more than a B2 squad base. And I think the box calls them out as a heavy unit, so they're heavy and not core. I don't know.
Oh, you could end up with the silly ARF upgrade of it's a 3-man. You can take a heavy.
Oh, with a duo.
You can also have a duo, and you gain a surge token. Because
that's an interesting design space where maybe it replaces the heavy and you take 2 normal dudes in their spot.
Yeah, because Magna Guards are the only one where it was just like, you can use a heavy slot to just have another dude.
I forgot about that.
Magna Guards can just take an extra bob. Like, that'd be so easy for them to release, here's another 200 upgrade cards, and, Death Troopers could just take another generic guy, and everyone could just take a generic in their heavy slot.
What would be the generic name of a Death Trooper? Would it be Grumpy Steve?
Absolutely.
Is that why they mumble all the time?
Yeah, they just mumble under their breath. I think it's a.
Do you reckon they?
I think that because this box art dropped, and so did the CIS High Command, I think they called it. So it's going to be good to get some reinforcements, and hopefully next episode we've seen some cards. Phoenix Games, if you've got a box, just do a quick YouTube or.
And when do they release, Pete?
I think it's like September. September 11, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they could be dropping then. It's going to be an explosive drop when it comes.
Hopefully, hopefully there's no delays in shipping as sometimes these things, and then they have to air freight it over instead.
Yeah, absolutely. There is one model on the box which looks a little bit terrifying, which is held up by a thin strand of smoke.
Oh, the guy that's trying to headbutt whatever he's flying into.
I'm sure that guy will be an absolute joy to model. So,
that model's definitely going to break off something.
Yes, it will be the model which falls over and knocks over your cohesion and ruins a game state regularly. So,
yeah, I just call that any model on my army.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that'll be something exciting to talk about. Now, there is something we need to address, which is our painting competition. It's definitely a thing. There is definitely a poster. There may have been some IP infringing issues with it letting me upload the poster. So that will hopefully be up within the next week or so. So if you have your Mandos and they are painted Aussie style or Fireball style, we will have that Discord up and running and that poster out. And we are looking forward to see. I've had a few people send me a few sneak peeks, and they are looking very good so far.
But wait, people actually sent stuff in.
I have a VB Mando picture, a Foster's Mando picture.
Foster's? Come on.
Someone sent me a picture of burnt bit of plastic and said, is this what you mean by Fireball? And, I appreciated it. It was probably a clone trooper that they melted.
Yeah, if that was a full video where we could see what you tossed into whatever thing you used to burn it, I think I'd respect it. But without knowing the background, it's hard to get like emotionally involved in that one. But respect the thought.
Absolutely. All right, Mitch, we got to land this plane.
What do you mean? It's time for Mitch's topic of the week.
Oh, and that's what I meant by landing this plane.
Oh, right. What do I want to talk about this week? I think we've spoken a lot about balance and how the hamster wheel that is an AMG playtester's brain works. So if you put yourself in the shoes of a playtester, how would you decide how to balance things? What random metric or thing would you look at to determine balance?
Have you ever been to the casino and there's like the wheel and they spin it? And, there's...
Oh, the money wheel.
There's different symbols on there. I'd probably have, okay, let's build a unit card. This unit gets 7 spins of the wheel. And you
that's how many points it is.
Yeah, and then you look at the unit card and go, I reckon that could be. You look at it and go, that could be this guy. And then you assign it to him. I think we've had the wills maybe, or maybe it was before, where they basically stated that everything gets put up against a stormtrooper unit. And they say, like, all of their new units, they say, if it attacked a stormtrooper unit, what would it do? If it got shot by a stormtrooper unit, what would happen? I think the game's balance...
They didn't even do that right.
They tried. I think the game's balance is good. I think we've now reliably got an April-November points update. And they're yet to do a horrendous point update. There are definitely horrendous units in the game. Inquisitors.
Both ways.
Inquisitors, yes. There are definitely a few things that need to be brought down. There are definitely a few things that need to be brought up. I think, just off the top of my head, I think fire control straight off the bat is too good. I think adaptive combat network may have to go up to 6 points, depending on what happens over the next 2-3 months. I think Hon on a Ton definitely needs to look at 5 to 10 points. I don't like to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Maybe this will be our topic for next episode. We'll talk about some units that need some help or something like that. I think we did it once before, but I don't remember if we recorded that or not. I just talk.
Yeah, we just talk. We figure it out. Well, let's save it for another episode. Mitch, you obviously put this question down for a purpose. What would you like to say?
Put it down? Maybe that's how I would do it. I'd put it down. I get all the minis that I'm trying to balance, and maybe I drop them down a flight of stairs or something. And whichever ones fall the furthest down, they get the worst stats or points. And then the ones that stay close to me, they're in my favor. So maybe clones just don't bounce well. And that's why AMG gives them, tries, but not always well, tries to give them favorable stats.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to end this before something is said that we regret. We are Fireball Legion. You can contact us at fireballlegion@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on any of the Discords. I am found there as Zaconia, or alternatively, Mitch has a Facebook page which he can be reached at.
Do I?
Mitch Hasmachek on Facebook.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you all for listening. You can expect episode 8 to drop in a few weeks' time, where me and Mitch will be going into a deep dive about the upcoming Brisbane event. We hope to get a few dirty Queenslanders on who can tell us what's going to be cooked on the barbecue.
And if you want to send us your list early, we can abuse you about your list.
We're going to talk to the TO about getting those list release early, but yes, we might put out a call out for lists, and we'll
release the Brisbane files.
Release the files, and we look forward to that event. And thank you all for listening. This has been Fireball Legion.
You gonna sing the song, Pete?